Not sure if my earbuds will work with this. It's highly unlikely. But I just wanted to check in with y'all and let you know where I'm at. It's been kind of a crazy day. Really interesting. Um, I'm really grateful. First off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has donated so far. I don't have the list of everyone who has contributed to my fundraiser for my teeth, but I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, truly, you have no idea how much this means to me. I am so appreciative and so grateful to you, and thankful that there are people who believe in me for me being me, but also just supporting me when it's the last thing I want to have to ask for. So my appointment is tomorrow. My appointment is with a doctor's office where I used to go to, and that particular office has a new doctor, dentist, but follows the same protocols and everything that I was used to prior. Depending on how much money I'm able to raise, right now all I can do is the single visit, and that's going to cost $142, maybe a little bit more dollars. And if I can come up with enough, I would do the full exam, which is $400, but right now it's not yet there, and that would be ideal. I've got until tomorrow, and my appointment is at 3 o'clock, so I'm going to be there by 2:30. And what I'll do is I'll check in and let you all know what the prognosis is afterward, and prayers. I'm hoping that it is not as bad as it could be, because I mean, that's one big old hole. That's a chunk. The fact that it's affecting my face and I can feel it in my nerves and my neck and my back right now is kind of scary. And it's the last thing. I mean, I went to the VA. First off, I want you to know, I didn't get a chance to share this, but I went to the VA about a week and a half ago, and I went to the emergency room because I figured couldn't hurt. I was gonna go over there and change my healthcare provider back to Tampa as opposed to Bay Pines. And basically what I was told was just take anti-inflammatories. I was anticipating maybe they'd refer me to go get an x-ray or an MRI or something. I mean, that would make sense to me. But unfortunately, I sat and waited, I don't know, hour plus, I'm sure. I didn't really pay attention. And in the end, I'm told by the doctor that just take anti-inflammatories. That's your best option right now. And I mean, they could have prescribed me something, but I didn't really see the point. I'm not really big on prescriptions or drugs or taking anything anyway. So I'm just doing my best and using, I've got CBD, I've got turmeric, which I use every single day. I've got ginger, which is also great. I've also got some other anti-inflammatory type foods, which I typically use. It is just really weird of a sensation. I mean, to look down, you know, when you look down and you can see, and if you've ever had any type of inflammation and you just look down at your face, you can tell if something's not normal, and especially if you know your own body, because the most important thing is knowing your own body and listening to it. And I've always been pretty in tune with my body, so that's why I know that this can't wait, and this isn't something I want to put off and wait. Several people have posted and shared that what they've done is waited too long and lost the tooth entirely, and I'm really hoping, because I did wait longer, there was a slight chip on the side of the same tooth from about, what did I say? I don't know, in the past year. It was probably just months ago, but I don't have any concept of how long ago anything happens anymore. I'm more current in the present than anything these days. And unfortunately, I might have waited too long for this to happen, but I'm really hoping I didn't. But if I clench my jaw, I can feel the pressure, and it feels weird. And I dislike that because that's scary. And like I said, the tooth behind it also has a filling that's missing as well. So I don't know, maybe they can look at the two together given the fact that they're next to each other. My understanding is this is just a partial exam, and they do the x-ray of just the one tooth. I'm not worried about an x-ray for the other one as much as them saying, oh yeah, yes or no. I mean, it's a visual is my understanding, that if a filling fell out, maybe they would turn around and be able to recommend I do or don't need a filling. My research has told me that root canals are not the option, not the route to go, because root canals don't fix the problem. It just covers up what could be dead tooth. And I mean, this is the kind of thing that can go into your brain, can go into your nerves. Yeah, I'm out on the road, right? It's just crazy. I don't even know. I'm just at a loss for words. So I took Buddy for a walk because I needed to move and kind of move my energy and feel a little bit more physical. It's really crazy. You know, I'm reading everyone's stories and hearing the same stories about not being able to get proper health care, dental. I mean, it just should be all inclusive. In a system where, whether I'm military or this Health Care Act stuff, there seems to be a disconnect. My girlfriend was sharing with me about how, was it last year or the year before, she got penalized for not having health care. And it just seems like that buys into the whole system of having the insurance, which is essentially any type of insurance is a bank, by the way. So it's kind of, it is a racket where if you have to buy insurance, you're basically giving banks money. They don't want to pay out because it's a bank. It's all about making money, not, giving it out. So I don't know. I could go on about silly stuff like this, and it's not silly. It's serious, because it's about awareness, and you never know until it's you. That's what it really boils down to. People can look at you and they can say, oh, whatever, asking for money. They just totally dismiss it because it's not happening to them. But when it's happening to you, it's a totally different story, isn't it? So it's just like anything in life. You don't know what you have until it's gone, unless you recognize what you can appreciate and be grateful for in the moment. I know for me, I'm very grateful for the health that I do have. I've been, for years working on healing my physical body as well as my mental and emotional body. It's not easy work. I'm going to tell you, if you're somebody out there that is working on you, mind, body, soul, the whole thing, you can attest that it is work. And nobody can turn around and tell you you're not doing work if you are confronting and addressing the issues in your life past. Because the only way to be present, the only way to live here now in this moment, is to work on the crap that came from the past. You can say you don't want to be bothered, you can try to suppress it, you can deny it, but it is with you, because the more you resist it, the more it persists and it rules and runs your life. And this is the thing that I have witnessed in my own life, that I know when I'm present and I know when I'm reverting back, but that's because it's taken years of awareness and work on myself to go, wow, I just witnessed myself as my mother, or I just witnessed myself in an engagement that reminds me of my parents. All of the things that I've encountered in my life that have led up to this moment, I've had to confront and go, ooh, I see that pattern. Now I need to work on healing and not letting it rule me or run me or motivate and fear me. All of that has worked. It's been work, and it's taken humility, right? Humility to turn around and go, I own my shit. And I am the first one to tell you, in the past, it was hard for me to see it because I was so stuck in it. But the more I've seen it and the more I've confronted it, the better I feel, the lighter I feel, the more beautiful my relationships and the people that show up to me in my life. It's very rare that I encounter people that trigger or set me off, because I have a lot more compassion for myself. And I was reading through my program, Authentic Relationships, which was really helpful yesterday because I was in a really vulnerable state. And in this particular passage, Yogi Bhajan was talking about the importance of having compassion for self. He says, you know, they all talk about all out in this, you know, the spiritual world about having compassion about, you know, toward other people. But believe it or not, he said, no, that's irrelevant. You need to be compassionate toward yourself, because if you don't have compassion for yourself, you're not going to be able to support others or be there for others or extend any form of patience. He said, yes, it's important to serve others. You can show up to others. But if you don't have compassion for yourself, then it's pretty much pointless. Because what is compassion for yourself? Compassion is self-love. It's patience with yourself. And if you don't have patience with yourself, then you won't have patience for other people. And that's a huge blessing and lesson that over the years I've had to come to realize. So my battery just told me it's at 20%. With all of that said, I was reading a lot of different things in that particular chapter, and it was really helpful for me. Because the ultimate thing that came down to it was that love will heal everything. And you know when the difference between love, if you're inspired by love or you're motivated by fear. Because fear makes you do things on impulse, it says. Whereas love is natural, it unfolds. There's a flow, and there's patience and compassion for self. But fear in itself, you know, power versus force. Fear tries to force things to happen. Love knows its innate power and doesn't try to force. And I know for myself that everything's going to work out. However it turns out, whether I like it or not, I am owning acceptance and accountability for whatever unfolds, because it's my responsibility to take care of me and my needs, and if I need to get this done, I will get it done. I will find a way. That is a speedboat if there ever was a noisy speedboat. Usually it's a cigarette. Oh no, I'm sorry. That is a really high revving skidoo, the water wave runner or something. That's noisy. Wow. Ooh, ooh. That hurts my ears. I hope that's not bothering y'all. So again, thank you who have contributed to the fundraiser. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. Teresa, my understanding on a root canal, it can actually be worse off. And they say that the tooth can already be dead, but it's usually too late by the time later. But I've got to do more research. Everything I've read says it's better to pull the tooth than root canals, because then what if it's infected and you never know until it's too late, and it can affect your jaw. And that's what scares me more than anything, is I don't want an infection behind, you know, a closed up tooth. I really want to get this taken care of and it to be the most beautiful course. So thank you all for tuning in. I love you very much. And if there's anything I can do, any prayers I can send you, I will hold you in my heart, because I am truly indebted and grateful to you. Have a wonderful, blessed evening. Buddy and I are going to take a walk back.